Welcome to Ryan's Family Amusement in Malden, Massachusetts for tonight's coverage of Malden 1, led by Rich Lamoni, the captain, facing the visiting Academy 2. Hi again, everybody. I'm Kyle Bruce here for Alley Chat's exclusive coverage of the Friday Night Pro League. Tonight, Week 25 action. Seems to have gone by in the blink of an eye. Tonight, starting off for Academy 2 is Brandon Marks. He'll be on lane 12. He'll be opposed by the captain of Malden 1, Rich Lamoni, the self-described Dane Cook of Candlepin Bowling. The last time Brandon was in this house, in week 14, he went 442 as Rich has a spare leave on lane 11. This will be the 3-6. Nice shot by Marks to start it off. He had 1, 7, 8, and 10 and took care of it. Rich goes by the 3 and 6. And that'll be an 8 box to start it off. This week in the standings, Academy 2 comes in 5th place, just 4 points out of that first round playoff bye, currently held by Riverwalk. And Marks fills his spare with 7. Rich has the same spare leave as Marks does, 1-3-6. Too heavy on number 1. Let's see if Lamoni can capitalize. And he does. Spare in the second. And that'll be an 8 box for Marks. 25. In the 2 hole for Academy 2 is the captain, Dave Hodge. And he'll be opposed by Anthony Iannuzzi, affectionately known as Triple T, who's been bowling very well as a sub, averaging around 120 or so. Hodge begins with 3-5, 6 and 10, and we have a Worcester right for Triple T. Hodge had his best night of the 2015-2016 campaign 2 weeks ago as he threw a 399 to take 6 at home against Park Place. A 9 for Hodge and a 9 for Iannuzzi to start off string number 1. Academy 2 at 112 and 80. And the strike from Dave Hodge. One, 3, 6, and 7 for Iannuzzi for Malden 1, who comes in with action starting tonight. They would be out of the playoffs. But only 1 point separates them from their Malden 2 roommate here at Ryan's, an 8 box. Puts Triple T at 17, and the 3 hole will see Ed Tringali on lane 12 for Academy 2, and Jay Shiner, who had his best night of the year. Last week at Metro Bowl, he threw 417 to lead Malden 1. Ed will look at Horseman Right plus the 9. Shiner will have a spare lead, 1, 3, and 6. Leave, that is. Nearly on the way back, but Ed will be open in the first. Jay misses on his spare opportunity in the early going this year for Academy 2, as Ed will start off his first string with a 10 box. And Shiner answers with his own 10. Ed bowled well to keep Academy 2 afloat. It was a very slow going to start the season, but Ed and John Winchell kept the team afloat, and they've battled all the way back to be in 5th place. As action starts tonight, he'll have the corners full. Just missed the head pin. Shiner will look at Horseman right now. Three pieces of wood on the deck for Trigali as the corners are still full. Outside, but the 6 is still there for Shiner. Captain Rich Lamoni has done some juggling to the lineup to try to increase that pinfall, as Jay will have a 9 box, put him at 19. And in the 4 spot for the visiting Academy 2 is John Winchell from Brentwood, New Hampshire. He'll oppose Frank DeLuca, the creator of Valley Chat, from Stoneham on lane 11. Winchell and the rest of Academy 2 got revenge over Central Park in the position match last week, taking 6. Winchell had a match high 375 in that effort. Three and 1 for Winchell. And Frank will have a spare leave, 6-10. Frank threw 378 last week at Metro Bowl. Featured a 150 middle string. And that wood prevented him from grabbing the 10, going right over the 10. A 9 box to start off Winchell's night. And a 10 for Frank. Winchell's arguably been, or perhaps inarguably been, Academy 2's most consistent bowler. He may not have some of the bigger triples that Marks and McDonald have, but he's been right around 370, 380, occasionally the 400. Winchell will have the 3-6 for a spare. Frank will have 1, 3, and 7. That piece of wood in front of the 7. Winchell has a spare. And Frank answers with his own. It's anchor spot time, and that means Jonathan McDonald, lane 12 for Academy 2, and Jay Simino will pose him for Malden 1, the home team, on lane 11. McDonald, the holder of the biggest triple we've had so far to this 2015-2016 campaign, a blistering 490. And he starts off with the kingpin standing. Big head pin hit. This is Jay Simino. Simino will negotiate the diamond left. 2, 4, 5, and 8. McDonald's all over it. Spare in the first. No luck with that diamond, as a man better than I, or better than me, I should say, said diamond wins again. Jay's around 117 this year as he takes care of that for the 10 box. And to go over tonight's action around the Friday Night Pro League, Metro 2 Civil War against Metro 1. Union Street is at Riverwalk, and Lucky Strike, who's in second place, will be at Hyde Park to take on Ron's. Academy 1 is at Woburn 1. Park Place is also at Woburn to face Woburn 2. Cape Ann takes on Malden 2, a couple lanes to the right. of us. And Central Park goes against first place Academy 3 in beautiful Bradford. The 1-5 for Seminole. Just a 3 fill that time for McDonald. Seminole trying to avoid the bad box this time. Jay is going to be on the Classic Candlepins Tournament of Champions, Season 2.0's first entrant. And he can't avoid that bad box. Second time around as our bowlers switch lanes, and Rich right now will have a bonus ball here to fill. Strike on spare. I didn't have a great angle at it, but Rich did his job. Marks has a split 6, 7, and 9. Oh! A great bid. This has been an up and down year for Brandon, but when he's been good, he's been very good. I mentioned the 442. He also had a 486 at Cape Ann, a 460 2 weeks ago against Park Place at Academy. $10 for Marks puts him at 35. Here's the first of 2 bonus balls for Rich. Everything down except the 4. Another split for Marks. This time it's the 4-8-10. It should be duck soup time for Lamoni. Yes. Good start for Rich. No. And a 9 box. For Marks puts him at 44, but it's not because he's not throwing a good ball. Hodge is working on a strike on lane 11 for Academy 2. He's got working on the first of 2 bonus balls. Not bad for the Ocean. 1-2-4. I'm not going to say it again. But a good opportunity here for Hodge. Takes care of it. Spare in the third, his first mark of the match. And Hodge tried to go outside that time, but he'll fill his spare with 8. That'll put him at 27. 8 box will put him at 35. Ryan's Family Amusement, one of the several houses in the Friday Night Pro League that feature multiple teams. Not the fill that he wanted that time, just 3. Wow, that looked like a big pocket hit from Hodge, but he'll have triangle in the right plus the 7, 6, 9, and 10. And still 3 pins standing for Ryan Uzi here. Brian Fournier, a great bid. Wow. I was about to say that Brian Fournier is a healthy scratch. He's been struggling of late. Or maybe he's not a healthy scratch. I shouldn't say that. But he's sitting down anyhow. Hodge with the 10 puts him at 45. 8 for Iannuzzi puts him at 38. Five on the first ball for Shiner. And Tringali will have 1, 8, and 10. Ed had wood flying around all over the place, but still the 1 and 10 remain. $9 this time for Jay. And that'll put him at 28. Ed settles for 9. That puts him at 28. If you're into Candlepin bowling, this is the crunch time with Friday night going into playoffs. You have Easter coming this Sunday, the biggest singles event the sport has to offer. And Shiner puts it down for his first mark. Spare in the 4th. Ed went through the middle that time, takes out the left side. Ed's road average is 114 so far this year as he takes out the right side for $10 and a 38. Frank's up on lane 12, working on his spare in the second. Winchell also has bonus ball to his credit that he's working on. Not the fill Frank wanted, just 4 that time. Let's see what Winchell does. Big head pin hit, but he'll have 6, 7, 10. Box is complete, it'll put him at 26. No luck. Open. Both bowlers here in the 3rd. Frank settles for an 8. That'll put him at 32. That's a $10 for Winchell. Puts him at 36. Triangle right for Frank, 3, 5, and 6. In the 1-3 that time, good mixing action, and Winchell will have the 8 pin. Should have a clear shot at it with duck soup in front of the 8. Frank got hosed on that triangle. Winchell takes his time, fires, and delivers. Spare in the 4th. 9 for Frank will put him at 41. Winchell has a road average this year of about 123. Having one of his better years as a pro for sure. But he's been around a long time and been very good for a long time. Semino's up on 12, looking to atone for that second box. Right in the pocket, and he does with a strike. Jonathan McDonald looking to answer, but we'll have 5, 8, and 10. Piece of wood on the lip of the plate here. Catches the tip and a great shot. Played it perfectly that time for his second mark. Oh, he was on the head pin that time, but he goes through the middle with the first bonus ball. Here's McDonald's. He held on to that a little too long. And Wister's left. Let's see what Semino can do with the second bonus ball. Just 5 that time. He was right where he wanted to be, but a little thin that time. Still has 3 pins standing. Semino has 5. 7. 35. 9 for McDonald. That'll put him at 42. So it's pretty tight here. An extra hit, as they say, for Malden. One of them is from Rich Lamoni, who's on lane 11 now. Brandon Marks is 44 through 4 and is off the head pin that time. And a strike. Four marks in a row for Lamoni. It's a 9 for Marks, so it'll give him a 53 half. Wow. 6, 7, 9. On the first of his 2 bonus balls, Rich will have 1, 8, and 9. Wow, what a great bid on 12. And you can see the look of frustration etched on on Brandon's face right there. Rich has a tough shot. That wood is angled. And it does not drive everything straight back, but it gives him an 8 fill. 86 half for Rich. And a 9 box. 95 after 6. And Marks is at 63 after 6. Dave Hodge, lane 12, 45 through 4. 5, 7, and 8 for him. Light hit. 3, 9, and 10. Wood has some possibilities anyways. Let's see what Hodge does. Good bid from Hodge, but he'll be open. Yes.
Nice job, team.
Triple T's second mark of the first string. He had a spare 3 earlier. Horseman left for Hodge that time. Threw that one away. Hodge heavy on number 1. He'll be open. Good recovery. It'll be 9 for Hodge. Puts him at 63. As is Marks. $9 will put Triple T at 59. Jay Shiner's on lane 11. He has a bonus ball working here. Tringali is on 12, open the first 4. He's at 38. And he has a great opportunity for his first mark, 6-10. Bonus. Jay got a break. 178, Phyllis 7 puts him at 45 right now. There it is. See what Jay can do here. I held on to it a little too long that time. He'll be... Somehow the 7 went down. I'm not sure how that happened. That's a 10 box. 55 half for Shiner. All the action tonight coming to you from Alley Chat, the web's only Candlepin Bowling podcast, whatever. I can't even speak here as Ed fills his spare with 7. Gives him a 55 half. Shiner turned around in disgust, but has the 4-7. Nice shot from Ed Tringali. No. Right around the 7 that time. And the 7's still there, so that'll be a 9 box and 64 for Shiner. John Winchell has 2 marks. He's filling his spare in the 4th right now on lane 12. If only the camera could capture that interesting portrayal or observation of Dan Schrenard on 13 for Cape Ann. He's their captain. Here's Winchell's bonus. Oh, 189. Frank will have the 136 for a spare. Good bid, takes out the right side. A no-doubter from Frank as he picks up his 2nd mark. Textbook, that's how they draw it up at the instructor's school. Winchell settles for 8. That'll put him at a 49 half right now. At 59, since I'm incapable of adding. Frank has a fill of 5. It's a lot of ugliness up there. 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. Frank has a 56 half here. Let's see what Winchell does on 12. Yes! That'll put him 69 plus a ball. Oh! Great bid. Frank sending pins flying all over the deck, but the 9 still remains. And the 9's still there. 9 will put Frank at 65. You can tell he's fired up for tonight's broadcast. Jonathan McDonald, lane 12. He'll have the 247. And Jay Simino, lane 12, or excuse me, lane 11. Right hit, still working. Corners are full. We hope to get some out-of-town scores here from those other matches happening around the Pro League as McDonald has his third mark. He's hoping to get a better fill this time as his previous fills were 3 and 2 consecutively, so. $10 for Simino, puts him at 45 right now. There it is, through the middle. And the big 5 for Simino. So both bowlers on the head pin, but too much. Heavy on the 3, so McDonald has work to do. Jay tried to send everything from left to right, but he still has the right side to contend with here and has some pinning to do. Nice out for McDonald. An $8 puts him at 64 here. And Jay pins out with a $10. Pair of 10s his time up. Rich Lamoni is 95 after 6 here. Box 7, first string. Six, 7, 10 for Rich. Let's see what Brandon does. And he cannot avoid another split. He has the 410. 2 pieces of wood on the lip of the deck here. Let's see what Rich can do. Yes! There it is. I'm not sure if that shot was legal or not, but it'll go in the books as a $10 for Marks, puts him at 73. Rich has 5 marks in 7 boxes, 105 plus here. Phyllis 6, 2, 7, 9, and 10. Horseman right for Marks. See if Rich can do it. Wow. And Marks cannot answer. That 6-pin is still there. $10 for Marks, 83 right now, as Academy 2 is looking to piss test Rich on this one. Triple T's up 59 through 6. Hodge is at 63. So big 5 here for Iannuzzi. Let's see what Hodge does. And he whisters left. It's still 4-pin standing on 12.
Rich, Ed's second box should be an 8.
What is it? It's 8 on that.
Ooh, just a 7 box. Pair of 7s for both bowlers. Iannuzzi's at 66, Hodge is at 70. Very nearly a strike. The 4-pin remains. Hodge held on to that one a little too long. Next week on April Fools, Ron's Ice Cream out of Hyde Park will be at Academy 2. And spare in the 8th for Iannuzzi. Very nearly a conversion that time from Hodge, as Malden 1 will be in Gloucester to take on Cape Ann, who is, as I mentioned earlier, is on lane 13 and 14 here tonight. 10 box for Hodge puts him at 80 after 8. Ed Tringali is on lane 11. He has a spare to fill here in the 6th. Jay Shiner's at 64 right now as he starts box 7. And he takes out 3 on the right side. Here's the bonus for Ed. And Ed will have a 3-1. 6 will put him at 71 right now, as Shiner has some work to do. Let's see if Ed can cut everything over. No, a little too thin that time. So that'll be an 8 for Shiner, puts him at 72. 9 for Ed puts him at 80. Jay Shiner. Right in the pocket, 5-8 for Jay. Spare leave. Ed's off the head pin that time. He'll have 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7. Spare for Shiner in the 8th. His second mark of the match. Wow. Good bid for Ed, but he'll be open here in the 8th. Ten. Winchell's up, filling a spare in the 6th. He's at 69 plus whatever he gets on his bonus. Frank right now is at 65. Winchell threw that one away. 5 on that fill. Frank threw that one away. He has some work to do. 1, 3, 5, 8, and 10 for Winchell. Possibilities here with the wood. but he missed the head pin. Trying to work with his mechanics here. Nice out for Frank. 74. 1-5 remain for Winchell. Difficult shot leaves him with a 9 box and an 83. Frank on the road back from elbow surgery, also still dealing with a knee he had surgery on. He has a spare leave here, which consists of the 1, 3, and 6. High hit and a split, 4-7-10. No. The 3 going around the 6 that time. That wood out in front. Let's see if it helps Winchell here. It does nothing. Another 9 for Frank. Puts him at 83.
Return, Sims.
9 will put Winchell at 92. Have a correction on Ed Tringali's second box. Should read an 8 as opposed to a 9, so that puts him at 89 right now. Jonathan McDonald, a big hit and the kingpin. Semino has triangle right plus the 7, wood in front of the 7. 6, 9, and 10 on the right. Oh, a little too thin, and that 7-pin slid back a few inches. McDonald on the single. Yes. His 4th spare of string 1. 9 for Semino. $64. Brooklyn hit, the 4 stays up. We'll have 3, 6, 10 on the right. McDonald bonus. He held on to it too long, but he got rid of the 8-pin, which gives him 6 for the fill and horseman right. Sims dropped that one on his spare attempt. Not much of an attempt. That takes a hell of a cut shot. McDonald on the horseman, no. Nine for Sims puts him at 73. And that's gonna be a 9. No, it'll be an 8 box. $88 for McDonald with 2 boxes remaining. Malden 1 has 3 hits. And Rich Lamoni has 1 of them. He's 121 plus here as he fills his spare in the 8th. 6 marks in total. Brandon Marks will have the Caleri. And Rich will have to make a hell of a shot as he'll contend with the big 5, 126 through 8. Marks everything but the head pin that time. Here we go. Nope. 10 for Marks, 93 right now. Open since the first. Rich gets 9, puts him at 135. Only his third open. And that big 5, by far, well, he had a spare 6, but before that, his fills were 10, 10, 10, and 8. So he's doing his part here tonight. Rich has another spare opportunity. That wood is troublesome, but he's got the 4-7. Marks has 1, 7, and 9 on lane 12. Looking to end his first string on a high note. And he does with a spare. Let's see what Rich does here. He takes care of it. 145 plus, so a great start here for the captain of Malden 1. Brando's at 103 plus here for Academy 2. Six is the fill, 109. 6 is the fill there, 151 out of the gate for Rich Lamoni, the captain. Back in his accustomed leadoff spot, and he's TCB, taking care of business. Dave Hodge is 80 through 8. He's in search of his second mark here, the first string, but it won't be easy. He's looking at 5, 7, 10. He does have some wood, so that'll only help him. Triple T will have Horseman Right to contend with on lane 11. He's at 82 with that spare fill of 6. Yes. Ooh, heavy on the head pin. And a 9 box. 91. Close match. Well, close string, I should say. So this will be a big bonus ball here for Hodge. And a Worcester left. News he held on to that one too long. Just takes out 3 on the left side. Very nearly a spare that time. Hodge will take 8 for an even 100. And T takes 9 for an even 100. Ed Tringali's up on 12 right now. He's at 89. And Shiner right now is at 82, but he has a bonus ball here that he'll be throwing shortly. Through the middle again. Worcester right. Ed still has 4 pins standing. Good bid from Shiner. $9 for Ed. $8 for Jay. 92 for Jay. And 98 for Ed going into the final box of string one here from Ryan's Family Amusement in Malden, Massachusetts for Week 25 action of the Friday Night Pro League. We hope you are enjoying this presentation. Ed will have a spare leave, 4-7. Let's see what Jay counters with here. He will counter with 1, 3, and 7. Yes. Will Shiner respond? No. Wow. Everything goes around the 7 that time, so Jay will be open in box 10, gives him a 101 first string. Ed is already at 108 plus. Ed gets 6 and 114. John Winchell on lane 12 here is 90 going into box 9. Two full again, 4, 7, 10. Although he's got wood angled. Frank will look at the 7-10. He has 3 pieces of wood on the deck, so he's surveying the shot right now. Winchell sends everything from right to left, but not precisely where he wanted it, so he'll be open in the 9th. Here we go. Frank makes it, yet is somehow disgusted with himself. 10 box for Winchell puts him at 102. So this bonus ball is big. Every point is big here. As I mentioned before, only 1 point separates Malden 1 from being in the playoffs. And a spare leave and maybe a little bit more. 2-pinner for Winchell, 6-10. Here's Frank's bonus, 5. Spare. Let's see what Frank can do here. Yes! $108 plus for Frank, $112 plus for Winchell. Huge shot to answer Winchell's 2-pinner. A reminder that both anchor bowlers, Simino and McDonald, are open going into their last 2. Here's Winchell's bonus. And he answers with a big 9. 121 for him. Apparently my math is not very good, but anyway, let's just say that Winchell is at 119. Frank had a 3-fill that time, so he's finishing with 111. McDonald will have 4, 6, and 10. A big strike. His second mark. He had a strike 5 in the third. Let's see if McDonald can respond here. Oh! Nine for McDonald puts him at 97. Again, that's a 119 for Winchell. Worcester left. 2 bonus balls here for Seminole. Big 9. Great bid from McDonald. The 7 is still there. Semino has the 8 pin, but he's got a roadblock here. He's going to have to cap it if he wants to go spare on strike here. Yes. 10 for McDonald puts him at 107 for the first string. So Malden 1 takes string 1. And just 3. But he'll take it, 106. So string 1 is won by Malden 1 as they throw 569 to Academy 2's 549, so a 20-pin advantage going into the second string. Rich is up on lane 12. He threw 151 the first string. Threw that one away. Marks threw a 109. Rich has the 5-pin remaining. Marks goes outside, but the 6-pin is still there. He's shaking his head in confusion and disgust. That's a 10 box for Rich to start off string 2, and Marks has the same. A 2 and 2 for Rich, 4, 6, 7, 10. And a Worcester right for Marks. The Friday night before Easter Sunday at the Easter Classic at Leda Lanes in Nashua. Will you be there? Will you be competing? Wow. Good bid for Rich that time. Marks will have the high-low jack for a 10. Rich takes 10, so he'll have a pair of 10s to open string 2. An 8 box for Marks. Both of our bowlers out of the 2-hole through 100 in the first string. Very nearly a strike for Iannuzzi. He'll have the 5-pin. Hodge will have a single as well. He'll have the 9-pin. Spare. A spare for Hodge as he had roadblock potential on that one, but he takes advantage of the break and has a spare in the first. Six, 7, and 9. That was a good pocket hit. Hodge does better than that. With a strike. You always want to start off with a 20 or a 30 if you can. $8 for Triple T gives him a 25. Woburn 1 fires a 614 at Academy 1, who threw a 523 in the out-of-town scoreboard. Park Place and Woburn 2. Park Place with a 649 to Woburn 2's 631. So an 18-pin difference there. And a good start. Dan Gothier, a 137 for Woburn 1. Tringali will deal with the bird of prey here. Jay takes 10. Ed will take 9. Some out-of-town information. The Alley Chat scoreboard, the sweetest smelling scoreboard in the world. Shiner will have a 3 and 1, 3, 6, 7, 10. $6.10 for Tringali here. On lane 11. Ooh. Nice bid. 7 remains. Jay will be open the first 2. Ed takes care of his spare in the second. $10 for Jay. Pair of 10s. Frank's up on lane 12, starting string 2. He's looking to improve from his 111 first string. John Winchell threw 119 in string number 1. Frank is full. He'll look at 4, 7, 9, and 10. This is John Winchell. He's got it 2 and 2 himself, 2, 4, 6, and 10. 3 pieces of wood on the deck for Frank. Let's see where he goes. I'm thinking the middle piece high up on it. He capped it. It's not what he wanted. Let's see what Winchell does. Too thin on it. Great bid. $10 for Frank. $9 for Winchell. Frank will have horseman right plus the 8-pin. Start off his second box of string 2. Winchell goes Brooklyn this time, and he'll have the 6 and 9. He should have a clear shot at it. Not this time for Frank. Yes. Spare in the second for Winchell. His 5th mark so far. Frank starts out his second string with a pair of 10s. Let's see if he pins as well for the rest of the match. A 150 for Bobby Doherty Jr., by the way, and for Woburn 2 to start out his first string. Wow. Metro won a 698? That must be a typo. It's from the great Zaffelto, so anything is possible here. This is Jay Simino. And he'll have 136. Jonathan McDonald, triangle right, 3, 5, and 6. McDonald had a 107 in his first string. Simino with a pair of marks to conclude, as he has a spare in the first. An answer from McDonald. McDonald had 4 spares in his 107 first string. Here's Sims' bonus. And 6, 7, 10, but he has the fill of 7 anyhow. One 3 pocket hit. And the 5-7. He's looking to cut it over. Oh! Tremendous bid. Here's the cut shot bid, and he just missed it that time. An interesting statistic is Riverwalk coming into tonight's action is 116 and 76, so they're 40 above 500. Their average series is 588.67. Malden 1 is 586.28, but they're 78 and 114. An interesting statistic to consider here as we move along here in this second string, as Rich will contend with the 4 horsemen left. Brando's looking at his probably 10th split, or so it seems, of this match so far, as he has the 5, 7, 10. Rich cannot conquer the horseman this time. An 8 box. Puts marks at 26. Rich takes 9 here. We have some difficulty here on lane 11. Fully automatic here. Winchell looking for marks to get another 5, 7, 10, but he'll have to settle for marks getting a horseman right here. Rich has the 5, 9. Wow. Going between the 6 and 10 on that horseman conversion. No. Rich cherries the 5 pin that time. Brando takes 9. He's 35 after 4. He may shoot all of us. 10 blocks for Rich. 39 open the first 4. Beast mode is back on lane 11. As he'll look to powerbomb his way to hopefully a double for him. 25 the first 2. This is Dave Hodge. Horseman right plus the 7 and 9. One, 3, 4, 6, 7. See what Hodge does here. Hodge fills his strike with 8. That gives him 38 the front 2. And great bid that time by Nuzzi, as Hodge will take 9. Wow. So I guess Freshie was not lying. He threw 147, Kevin Padgington 144, Steve Spigola 123, Steve Latch 124, and Matt Pinkel throws 160. It is Metro Bowl, one of the, as Rich would say, the toughest house by far on Friday nights. But it yields a 698 to Metro 1. Hodge has the 6-7. Triple T will have the 7-10. Nothing doing for Hodge. Yes! Hodge takes 9. 56, but what a great shot by Triple T on that one. His second mark here of the second. Ed Tringali on lane 12. Spare in the second. This is his bonus. He gets 7 for his fill. He's got to like how that turned out. This is Jay Shiner. And a strike. Not much of a doubt on that one. Ed's all over it. His second consecutive mark. Brandon Marks is next to me. I believe he's planning to shoot everyone here at Ryan's Family Amusement in Malden, given the 10 splits he's had in 14 boxes so far. It will. It will. Ed's at 36. Here's his bonus, and he's full. He only gets 4 on that one. The first of 2 bonus balls for Shiner, and nearly a double. The 5 pin remains. The king stands alone with wood against it. Let's see what Ed does here. Good opportunity here for Jay. He's all over this one. Ed nearly made the 6-7-10. Not a big deal. Settles for 9 and a 49. Good string brewing here. Good match. brewing here. Expect nothing less when you're fighting for your playoff life, or if you're Academy 2, looking to get that first round playoff bye, which will take place at Cape Ann, I believe, on April 9. If I'm wrong, I'm sure I'll hear about it. John Winchell's side saddle triangle, 2, 5, and 8. This is Frank DeLuca. Winchell's 7 fill gives him 26 so far. As Frank goes through the middle. And Winchell leaves the sleeper. Let's see what Frank does. That's a 10 for Winchell. 36. Frank is looking to sign his retirement papers as he is 26 through 3. A lot of frustration tonight. We're almost halfway through. 5, 6, 10 for Winchell. Frank has to be happy with the 1-2. No, good bid that time. And Frank slides by the head pin. He really knocked the crap out of that one. Winchell's 10 gives him 46. Frank's 9 puts him at 35. McDonald up on 12. 27 after 2. That was a great profile of a ball that never happened. Because there's artillery that need to be cleared on 13. One, 3, the spare leave here. Devastation Incorporated, courtesy of Jay Simino. Just a bit outside that time for McDonald. He tried the outside and missed. $9. Looks like another close string brewing between Cape Ann and Malden 2 on 13 and 14. McDonald has Horseman right plus the 7 here. First of 2 bonus balls. That one seemed to fade on Jay that time. Misfire there from McDonald. Let's see what Jay can do. Yes! Spare on strike. When he comes back up, he'll be at 56 plus a ball. McDonald takes 7. That puts him at 43. Rich Lamoni up on lane 12, opened the first 4 off his 151 first string. And he'll have a spare opportunity, 3, 5, 6, and 10. Another split for Brando. This is 3, 4, and 9. Rich misfires. Brando did what he could. Took out the 3 and 9 this time. Both bowlers take 10. Rich maybe opened the first 5, but he's left 1 pin standing. Brando also opened the first 5. He's throwing a much better ball than the score indicates so far. Rich threw that one away. Let's see if Brandon can take advantage. Oh, not the first ball he wanted. Rich will be open. Nice shot. Brandon needed that one. His first spare of string 2. Rich takes 9. He'll be at 58. Triple T has a bonus ball working in the 4th, 45 plus. Dave Hodge already at 56. Not the Philly wanted, just 3. 7, 8, 9 for Dave Hodge. We want to bail out for an 8 box. Let's see what Hodge does here. A little too far left that time. And a 7 box. 9 for Hodge. 65 half for Hodge. 57 half for I think that a 55 half because again he did get a 7 box as we just saw, and it's awesome to have short-term memory problems. Big hit and the 10 pin. Dave Hodge. And a strike. No doubt about that one. He made no opportunity for any pin to stand up. Triple T spare in the 6th. So he'll be 65 plus a ball. A good string brewing. Again, one of the things I've seen during the year is strings coming down to the wire and Malden 1 being in a position where they can win the string. So they have the talent. It's going to be tight. Can they convert when they have to? This is Jay Shiner. He will have a single pin to pick up. Jay will be 59. With a golden opportunity for his 3rd mark in a row. He's all over it. Ed has 1, 3, and 7. Yes! So Ed matches Shiner's spare here. And we're seeing some good bowling. Is it moving here? Yes, it is. But when you get a break, you have to take advantage of it. big hit and a 5-8 for Shiner. 77.5 if I know how to add. Ed betters that one with a strike of his own. Shiner's all over it. 87 plus for Shiner, coming off his 417 last week. All hands on deck here as we're in the stretch drive for Friday nights. The preeminent league for men's teams. This is Frank DeLuca. Light hit. Wow, the 4 fell. He did not want that to happen. He has the 7-8. Winchell will negotiate the horseman right plus the 8. Let's see what Frank does here with the 7-8. And I don't think that's where he wanted it. Ooh, good bid from Winchell. Well, it may not have been there anyway. Frank takes 9. 44 the half for him. Winchell also take 9. He has a 55 half. Halfway through this week 25 matchup. Just missed the head pin. 1-3-6, but a good opportunity here. Brooklyn pocket hit and the 8 pin. Yes. Frank's first mark of string 2. Here's Winchell's single. He got it. Winchell will be at 65 plus a ball. When he comes back up, Frank will be at 54 plus a ball. Semino's on 12, 56 plus a ball. McDonald at 43. Updates coming in from around the league as Academy 3 wins string 1, 587 to 580. A fill of 7 for Semino puts him at 63 after 4. Slides by the object that time. McDonald will try and punch out the single, and he does. Second mark of string 2. Semino takes 9, puts him at 72. I want to thank the staff of Ryan's Family Amusement for allowing us the opportunity to film this match and bring this coverage to you. Hope you're enjoying the presentation. Brooklyn pocket hit here for Semino. He has the 3-6-10, clear shot at it. Here's McDonald on his spare opportunity, and he buries it for a strike. That's a no-doubter, the last to go. Here's Semino on his opportunity, and he puts it down. Not shying away from the bomb from McDonald. His 4th mark of string 2, 82 plus a ball. It's close. Marks is up, filling his spare here. He'll fill it with 6, puts him at 61. Rich is at 58. And he's off the head pin. A little too thin that time. Rich has 4 horsemen left, plus the 5 and the 8. And he leaves the 5 and the 7. 9 for Marks. Puts him at 70. Rich will take 8. That puts him at 66. Open. So far here. Marks has the same leave he just had. 3, 7, 9, and 10. Let's see what Rich can do. A big hit. Very nearly a strike. The 10 pin. That wood is not great. Let's see if he can turn it and push it into the 10, and he does. His first spare of string 2. Oh, wow. A great out for Marks. He'll be 79 after 8. Frank telling me how to do this work here. Citing the very best in Candlepin Bowling broadcasting here. Very good. Yes. Dave Hodge.
It's a double. You gotta go. Just gotta ask him for it. Fill it up. Let it go, G-man.
Hodge throws the double. I didn't even see it.
Nobody throws a better ball.
Still 4 pins standing here. Fill of 4 for Triple T, and a 9 box will put him at 78. A very big ball here as Hodge on a double. Here we go. Yes! 3 strikes in a row. All we need is $1,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a reason why I drafted you in fantasy.
Here you go.
Winter was already gone.
Lost in the confusion. There's a spare from Triple T.
It's all off. The summertime proved it with the cold here, remember? This summer? Yeah, when we were down like 60 fucking pins, the cozy went nuts, so it could happen. Do it now, it's all.
Couldn't have come at a better time. Ed's also on a strike. He'll have triangle right plus the 7. Jay has triangle left. He also fills his spare with 7. A little thin that time on the spare opportunity for Ed. See if Jay can put it down, and he cannot. Ed will settle for 9.
How many people hit it so far? Oh yeah, he runs it there. Fucking clown. How many hit it so far, Haji? Oh, you find it out? I don't think too many.
Ed is at 96 right now. And he punches the 1, 5, and 9. Jay will have 1, 3, 5, 8, and 9. Good bid from Jay. 6 and 9 remain. Ed has another 9 box. Puts him at 105. And Jay slides by. He'll take 8, and that gives him 111. Both Frank and John Winchell have spares going here in the 6th. 65 plus this ball. 5. Frank has horseman right. Puts him at 60. See what Winchell does right here. Ooh, too heavy that time. Frank leaves the head pin. $10. 80. $9. 69.
That story stuck in my head forever.
5. Frank will have 4 horsemen left plus the 5 and the 8. Winchell has 1, 3. 4, 6, 7. And the 4 and 7 remain. Let's see what Frank does here. The check mark remains. Pair of 10s for Winchell. 8 box for Frank. 77. McDonald has a strike going, so he'll have 2 bonus balls. Semino's at 82, working on a spare of his own. Look out. Oh, ball broke just at the last moment. Went a little full. 7 on the first, 6, 7, 10. Bonus for Semino. Not bad. Fill of 7, 89. Oh, what a great bid. The 19 in that box. Yes! $10 to put McDonald at 92. Semino's at 99 plus this bonus here. But the triple from Hodge doing the big damage here. But as of right now, Malden 1 has the extra hit. That is a 2-pinner from McDonald. The 1-3. Let's see what Sims does here. 6-10 for Semino. Fill of 8 puts him at 107. So a pair of 2-pinners here to leave one hanging. Yes. And Semino answers with a mark of his own, his 6th mark of this second string. Rich is on lane 12 here. He's left four pins standing so far, but only has that mark here that he's filling. 9-pin drop, 6-pin remains.
Right in the face, buddy.
Brando also has a 9-pin drop. You'll look at the 2.
There you go.
Rich takes care of his single. Brando takes care of his. The look of glee that time on Marks, as he actually got a decent looking spare leave. Here's Rich's bonus. Rich has the 610. Brando has the 310. Yes. No. 3 marks in a row to bring string 2 to a close for Lamoni. 113 plus, and keep in mind he had a 49 half. But he's pinning, and that's why he'll have he'll be right around his average. 117. To Marks 106. Dave Hodge is on lane 11. He's working on a triple. Here we go. 5. One, 3, and 7, and the 1 is still there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes!
What a ball. Fantastic.
10 bucks.
I'll fill it up. I'll fill it up for you. I'll fill it up. I don't mind.
105. For Triple T. 150 plus a ball here for Dave Hodge. Wister right. And he's off the head pin. Let's see if he can take out the 7. He does. He'll settle with 4, spare a fill of 6. 156. Very nearly stole it. Eight for Triple T, puts him at 113. Dave takes 10. Great string. Tremendous. 166 for Dave Hodge. Jay Shiner right now. 111 going into box 9. And he will have the 5, 9, and 10. Ed Tringali. A strike for Ed. Jay has a piece of wood. I believe it's up against the lip of the plate. And he makes it happen.
But I don't throw many.
Jay matching the mark put up by Ed, but of course Ed having the extra bonus ball here. Here's the bonus for Jay. Light hit. He will have 5. Ed will have 8 in his first bonus ball. He'll have the 4-7. And this should be duck soup time. Let's see if Jay can conquer the diamond plus the 10. 3, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Oh, a great bid. Ed takes care of business. Spare on strike, 135 plus. Jay has a 10 box. That'll give him a fine 136 string. 237 for 2. Ed was 114 in the first string. And he fills his spare with 7, 142, and 254 for 2. So, Marks, Hodge, Tringali, all marks in the last 2. Frank has a 2 and 2. He's at 77 going into this 9th box. This is John Winchell. 2, 4, 5, and 7. Spare opportunity here. Let's see what Frank does here. Spare. John Winchell, 3rd spare of string 2. Frank will have 8 for an 85. Going into the 10th, and this is a string that Academy 2 leads by 47 at this particular point. Simino and McDonald have marks working. Frank has high-low plus the 9. Bonus for Winchell, and a strike.
There it is. Excellent. Two more balls, 10 pins. Come on, two more. You lose the Winchell button. Use the.
Oh,
Come on, 2 balls, 10 pins here.
Frank has an 8 box for a 93 that he'll want to forget going into the 3rd string. Have a short memory, come right back and help his team take more points. Right now, John Winchell's at 120 plus 2 bonus balls here. Here's the first one. And another! Out-of-town scoreboard showing Metro 2 coming back and taking the 2nd string, 592 to 587. Right now, Winchell has 20 in box 10. Maybe he'll get a triple for a 1985 Ford Thunderbird. Compliments of Duddy Ford. From economy to luxury, you'll find it at Duddy Ford. And 6. 136 for John Winchell. He had a 119, so he's at 255 right now. As I mentioned earlier, spares being worked by Simino and McDonald from the 8th. Right now, Simino at 117 plus this ball. And he fills it with 4. Here's McDonald. Diamond left for McDonald. He's at 108 right now. Uh-oh. Ocean time for Simino. 6-pin standing. McDonald goes through the middle of the diamond. And a 6 box. Woburn 1 defeating Academy 1 in the second string, 589 to 571. Mike Michichi threw a 137 in that one. And we're aware that Park Place wins the second string with Chris Sargent throwing a 130 and Jay Simino has a strike. McDonald nearly answers with one of his own. But right now, Simino's at 137 with 2 bonus balls in the 10th. The 9-pin for McDonald. Textbook. Takes care of the single. Capping that piece of wood on the left. And that gives him 126. In the 10th. This will be a hell of a total for Academy 2 here in this second string as Simino got 4 in his first bonus ball. One more gives him 142. 7 on the spare for McDonald gives him 133. A 683 second string for Academy 2. 601 for Malden 1. That puts Academy 2, I believe, up by 62. Going into this third and final string. Some nice scores put up by Academy 2. Hodge at that 166. 142 for Ed Tringali. 136 Winchell. 133 McDonald. Brandon Marks starts out string 3 with a Worcester right. This is Rich Lamoni. He's on the head pin. Man, that 3-pin reluctantly goes over, and he'll look at the 7-9. Marks has 4, 6, 7, 10 remaining. Rich is at 268 for 2. See how he plays this one. Yes! Spare in the first. And a 7 box for Marks. Not the start that he wanted. Again, all the action brought to you by Alley Chat, the web's only Kennelpin Bowling podcast. The greatest game in the world. During the greatest time of year for our sport. So many great things coming up. Easter Classic coming Sunday, Pro Series playoffs, Friday night playoffs. Brandon Marks has a triangle right. He does not have a triangle right. He has the 3-5. I'm not sure what Rich is doing on lane 11, but whatever he's doing, I'm sure it's insightful, intelligent, and we all can learn something. There seems to be some confusion, but I can't really comment on it. I believe the scoreboard, since it's fully automatic here, gave Rich credit for something he didn't earn, perhaps? I don't know. Here's the bonus. Rich has 7, 8, and 10. Rich goes by everything. And that's a pair of 7s for Marks. And a 9 box for Rich. A 26 start for him. And back on lane 12 is Dave Hodge, who, if you missed it, just fired a 166 second string. And he starts where he left off, leaving the king standing. Wow, that was a much better looking hit than that, as he has the back row to contend with. Hodge is all over the single. Ooh.
Because they skipped it and then I'll take this bit.
9 box. Triple T at 213 for 2. Looks like we have more confusion with the scoreboard. The bonus for Dave Hodge. A 6 fill. And a big hit and a 9-pin drop. A 3-pin. And Dave slides by the head pin that time. This is the 3-pin for Triple T here. And he takes it and blasts it into one former world heavyweight champion called Bolivian. Ed Tringali, fresh off a 142 middle string. And he's on the head pin again, but he'll have a split. 3, 4, 6, 10. This is Jay Shiner on 11. And he will have the 1-9. And he has a piece of wood against the 9, so that's only going to help him. He's coming off a 136. Wow, great bid from Ed. Oh, wow. That head pin was lifted over the wood. And a 9 box for Jay. Ed got away with that one. He'll have the 1, 3, 9, and 10. Here's Jay. Good looking ball, and he'll have the 9 pin. Let's see where the wood settles down here. The wood, well. Well, Ed has a spare in the second. Triple wood for Shiner. He's has no choice but to. Wow, he tried to cap the piece of wood to the left, but it deflected around. And he'll take another 9 bucks. That'll put him at 18. Winchell, John Winchell, on lane 12, ended his second string with a double 6 to finish with a 136. And Frank had a 93. Got to break off the head pin, 1, 3, and 7. Here's Frank's first ball. He's disgusted with himself. He has 1, 2, 10. So the mirror. Let's see what Winchell does here. Wow, he sent everything around that 7 pin. And the corner remains for Frank as well. $10 to start string 3 for both of our bowlers. Horseman right for Winchell. Frank's on the head pin, and we'll have a triangle right. No. Frank will also be open. This is an opportunity to remind those of you interested in the 2016 Shooters Pub Wiffle Ball Tournament, which is being held at Exeter Bowling Lanes Sunday, April 3rd, starting at 11 a.m. It's $20 per team, and it's to raise awareness for prescription drug abuse. And you can get your tickets either at Shooters Pub, or you can call 603-772-3856 for more information. Winchell takes 7, and Frank has a 9. Scoreboard giving him credit for only an 8 for a foul in that first box. This is Jonathan McDonald. He has the 310. That should be duck soup with that wood angled to the 10. This is Jay Simino. And he's got a split. A big 5. Both these bowlers had very good second strings. Spare in the first for McDonald. Ooh. 133 for McDonald and a 142 for Simino, who had 7 marks in that 142. He begins his third string with a 9 box. Bonus. Off the head pin that time. He'll fill it with 6. Big hit from Simino. He'll have the king to contend with. Throwing a good ball tonight. No, good bid, but the 7 pin remains. Kill the king is dead. Spare in the second for Simino. A 9 for McDonald puts him at 25. Extra hit from Malden 1. Rich is 26 for 2. And a spare 7 to start string 3. Mark's had a pair of 7s. Been a frustrating evening so far for him. But as I said before, he can be very, very explosive. And once he finds the appropriate timing and release for him, look out. Rich has a strike. The 1-5 for Marks. Nice bid, but 4 pins are still standing. Seven. Another 7. Rich ended his string 2 with 3 consecutive marks. And this is the first of 2 bonus balls. He's got 5 down. Brando has 6, 8, and 10. He's got some lumber to work with. Rich has the horseman right plus the 9, and rather unusual leave. And he gets a 19 out of it. And the 10 remains for Brandon. He's talking to himself. He doesn't know what he did wrong. 9 for Rich puts him at 54, and a 9 for Brandon puts him at 30. Triple T has a spare up in the second that he's looking to fill. Very big hit. And he'll have the 6 pin. A good fill of 9. Dave Hodge will contend with the 4 horsemen left plus the 10 pin. And as the piece of wood in front of the 10, and that piece of wood did not help. Triple T on that one. As it went, deflected the ball right around the 6. Nine box will put him at 37. Hodge has an 8 box. That'll put him at 34. Off the head pin, but drops 7. Dave Hodge is going to look at the 6 pin. Wood further out on the plate for Hodge. See that 4-7-10 here for Iannuzzi here. See how he deals with it. Low perhaps in that middle piece. He went high on it and takes care of it. And Hodge takes care of his single. His second spare of string 3. Jay Shiner has a pair of 9s to start his 3rd string. Ed Tringali's on lane 11, filling his spare in the 2nd. Contrast in styles here. Jay drops 6. Ed drops 5 on his spare. One, 2, 9, and 10 for Jay. Still 3 pins standing. See if Ed can take out the big 5. Good bid. Left side is gone. Another 9 for Jay, his 3rd consecutive 9. 9 for Ed. 34. Right in the pocket. 7, 9, and 10 for Jay. Here's Ed. Brooklyn side, he'll contend with the diamond. That piece of wood angled toward the 5 and 9, I would think is only going to make things easier. Good bid from Jay, but he'll be open. Nice shot by Ed.
Good job. Way to balance, bud.
His 2nd spare. Jay throws that one in to Charles. His 4th consecutive 9.
Yeah, buddy. Know how you get rid of that box? Take it to the park, right?
Frank's looking to get back on track. He started out his 3rd string with a pair of 9s. John Winchell had 10 and a 7. Big hit and a strike. John Winchell. 2 full. 2, 3, 4, 7. He tried to just get a piece of that 2 pin to kick it into the 3, but he just takes out the 4. It's early, but Malden 1 holds the early advantage in this string. 8 box for Winchell. 25. Good spot to double up right here for Frank. First strike went out like one. Here we go. The 5-pin. That wood flattens out for him. Here's Winchell. And he leaves the corners full.
That's not the argument I'm using. I'm just saying to you, I would get together with the 12 rounders and speak our team, and then we would win everything. You would.
The wood goes around the 5 that time, so it's a 19 for Frank. Let's see what Winchell can do. Ooh. Behind the 7. Frank takes care of that for a 10. Puts him at 47. Winchell takes care of his.
Hey, not much to do with that one. I know how that felt.
35 start for Winchell after 4. Semino is up on 12. He's got a spare that he's filling right now. Good looking ball, and the 7. That was a better looking ball, and 10 in the pit. Well, McDonald is in the pocket. Look out. Yes. Triangle right. Uh-oh. Double. Let's see if Semino can conquer the diamond. Excuse me, the triangle. No. Again, the difference maker for Academy 2, stringing together multiple strikes, a 9-box. Semino putting him at 55. It's been a frustrating evening for Brandon Marks. The third string, no exception to that. He's at 30 for 4. Good head pin hit, although he leaves the corners full. Rich has the 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Not hard enough to take out the 10. Rich will be open. 39.5 for Marks. Rich right now is at 62. And he's at 63. The difference between splitting and taking 6 rests, or could rest, on the first bonus ball from McDonald on that double. Finally, a spare leave for Brandon. He has the 3-6-10. Rich does not have a spare leave. He has the 5-6-10. Right around the 10 for Brandon. Both our bowlers open. And the 6th. 48 for 6 for Brandon. Rich is at 72 after his 9 bucks. Both Hodge and Iannuzzi have spares working here. Hodge fills his spare with 7. He'll be at 51. Wow. Triple T threw it in the ocean and got a 5 fill out of it. Nice shot. Another nice shot. +62 here for Triple T. Hodge at 61, so they're going blow for blow here in the 3rd string. A big hit and the 6 pin for Hodge. A 70 half. And a strike. No doubt about that one. Hodge, the 6 pin. No. Still there for a 9. 79. Ed's back up on lane 12. He's filling a spare in the 4th. Jay Shiner has 4 consecutive 9s to start the 3rd. In what so far has been a very good night for Ed. Got a break. He'll have 6 for his fill. Jay will have a 3-1. 3-6, 7-10. Ed has a good bid, but the corners are full. Ooh. Nice bid from Jay. That's a 9 for Ed, 59, and an 8 for Jay. 44. Ed has the Worcester right. A big strike from Jay Shiner. His first mark of the 3rd string. Good bid from Ed. Trying to climb out of that Worcester. Seven. 66 for Tringali. Right now, Frank is 47 after 4. Winchell's at 35. Winchell's at 2:55 after 2 going into this third stanza. And he is back on the head pin, and he'll contend with the diamond. Frank has and it's not a thin hit, it's an anorexic hit. I think it's probably easier to call what he took out, which was the 1-6. I don't even know. Frank made a run at it anyway. 2 and 10 still remain. Nine for Winchell puts him at 44. And 8 for Frank gives him a 55 half. Winchell gets a break. The 1-3. Report coming in saying Lucky Strike split with Ron's. $10 for Frank, 65. $9 for Winchell, 53. Central Park and Academy 3 in string 2. Central taking that one 605-562. A very big bonus ball here as Jonathan McDonald has a double working. Here we go. Everything but the 5 pin. Jay Simino does one better as he has a strike. Spare for McDonald. Puts him at 84 plus a ball here. This string is close. Good match here. Glad that you're here with us through the middle. Just caught the head pin. And a fill of 8. 73 now. Right side taken out by McDonald. Let's see how Simino negotiates this split here with Wood angled. No. An 8-box, 96. And a 9-box for Simino puts him at 82, so he's hanging around. 13 pins the difference, 6 boxes in, but 2 hits for Malden 1. Strikes for Triple T and Shiner. Lamoni's at 72 after 6. He's through the middle. Well, so was Brando, but he got a break. He hasn't gotten one all night. 3, 6, 9, and 10. Let's see what Brandon does here. No. Rich is going to try to grab 3 here. Oh, he grabs 4. A great out. And Brandon's 10 box gives him 58. Big 9-pin drop. Big strike from Brandon. Rich has duck soup time. He's all over that single. Triple T, lane 12 has one of the 2 strikes working for Malden 1. 82 plus his 2 bonus balls. Coming alive here in the 3rd string. The kind of ball he throws when he's in the pocket again. It spells trouble. Good first ball, and that's set up perfectly. 8 in the first one. Hodge goes Wister left. Wow, he went right that time, and I'm not sure if he... Hodge has 3 pins standing. In any event, that's a 19. And a 10 box, 101. Great 10 box from Dave Hodge, 89. Another spare leave opportunity. This is the triangle right, 6, 9, and 10. Hodge will contend with the check mark. 2, 4, 5, and 7. Both should have clear shots at it. No. No. A little too fine that time. $110 for Triple T. And 9 for Hodge puts him at 98. Jay Shiner working on his strike. 54 plus these 2 bonus balls. He'll have the 9 and 10. He's got some lumber up there. Here's Ed Tringali. Ed has the big 5. See how Jay plays this one. Yes! Ooh. Eight box for Ed. 74 with 3 remaining. Bonus. Well, he got away with that one. He's going to get 9 out of it. 83. Ed turned his back as soon as he let it go, but it's really not that bad. 1, 2, 4, 10. See if Jay can get past it and take out the 7. And he can't. Giveth and taketh away. No. Nine for Jay, 92. 9 for Ed, 83. Frank's up on lane 12. He's 65, the first 6. Winchell struggling in this one so far at 53. Malden 1 making a run at total here. Frank got a break, 1-2. Winchell will have the 4-pin. His best ball of the 3rd string so far. Frank takes care of his. Spare in the 7th. Winchell has his. Frank threw it away but got 6 out of it to fill his spare. Oh, a big response from Winchell. He'll have the 7-pin. That wood's going to be tough, though. Frank goes by everything. Right hand tip maybe, turn it and push it back. Let's see what he does.
I know you want to be away from the team.
He's thinking the same thing, but didn't happen. Frank, his 10 box puts him at 91. And Winchell goes by the 7-pin. His 9 puts him at 81 here after 8. McDonald's on 11. He's at 96 after 6. And Semino's hanging there with him at 82. But both are open going into the 7th box. Horseman right for Semino. Wow. 1-5-10 that time. Nice shot. Semino's 4th mark here of this 3rd string, and yes! McDonald answers with his 5th mark. Shades of Drago Balboa in this 3rd string by both of our anchor bowlers here. Through the middle, 158 that time. Six. 2, 4, 7, 8. $112. Oh, a great bid. McDonald applying the pressure. Let's see if he can keep it going. Oh, a great bid, but that 8-pin is still there. That's a spare leave you don't see very often. And a $9. Puts him in at 104. McDonald will be at 121. A hit apiece here, and both of our leadoff bowlers are the bowlers that have the marks. As Marks has a strike working in the 8th. Only 3 in his first bonus ball. Here's Rich. And he has a spare leave, 247. Oh, good bid. 1977 here for, see if Rich can answer, and he does. Spare in the 9th. $10 for Marks. 87. In an evening that's been a head scratcher for certainly one of the better bowlers in this league today. And he's got another split. This is a 2-2. Here's Rich's bonus ball that nets him 5. That'll put him at 114. 135, 8 and 9. 2, 4, 6, 10 for Brando. Oh, a great bid. The 6 is still there. Can Rich keep it going? Oh, he almost makes it. All in all, a great night for Rich. $124 for Rich. $392. And of course, I'm sure my math is not very good, but you can add it up for me. 151, 117, and 124. This is Dave Hodge. The King stands alone on lane 12. Dave slides by the King. Horseman left plus the 9 here for Triple T. Slides by the headpin that time. $10. And a $9. Only there's a foul in that 8th box, which put him at 109, so that 9 puts him at 118. Light hit. 6-9. Should have a good shot at his fourth mark of the third string. Triple T has 1, 3, 9, and 10. And no. Going by the 6. Big spot for a mark right here. Yes! 128 plus. Big 9 fill. 137. So a great response here by Malden 1. Jay Shiner right now is at 92. Ed Tringali's at 83. Both are open going into the 9th. Big strike. His third mark of the third string. Jay will have horseman right plus the 8-pin. Wood up against that 8, so that most certainly should help. Just slid by the head pin that time. Nice 10. Ed's at 93, but he does have 2 bonus balls. Oh, the big 5. Again, he has that extra bonus ball. Let's see what Jay does here. No, wow. Not much happening on that one. 2, 5, and 9 taken out on that first ball. Eight in that fill, put him at 101. Still 4-pin standing for Jay. Nine will give Ed a 110. And 8 will give Jay a 110. 40 pins the difference going into the final 2 for the number 4 bowlers for Malden 1 and Academy 2. John Winchell having a frustrating third string. He's at 81. And Frank DeLuca for Malden 1's at 91. Oh boy. The mirror of what Jay Shiner just ran into. And Frank will take a look at 1, 2, 4, and 7. Oh, a good bid. Frank threw that ball a little further out there, and it didn't come back to take out the 1 and 2. Winchell still has the triangle in the corner he's dealing with, and an 8-box puts him at 89. Excuse me. And Frank has 10, and that puts him at 101. So another 2 in count. But I believe Academy 2 has about 20 in overall total here, as Winchell have the big 5. And Frank buries it in the pocket and has 8, 9, and 10. Ooh. $8. $97 for Winchell, and $8 for Frank. 109. 42 the difference in this string. McDonald at 121 going in his final pair, and Seminoles at 104. Oh, big strike. His third of the third string. This is Jay Semino. Oh, he very nearly answers with one of his own, but he'll have the goalposts to contend with. He surveys this shot, solicits advice from the Dane Cook of Candlepin Bowling, the captain, Rich. Oh, wow. Oh, he got it!
24-second violation.
Wow. My goodness. 114 plus for Semino. I didn't think that was gonna go, and neither did anyone else here. First bonus ball for McDonald. Very nearly a double the 4-pin. And a Worcester left. Spare in the 9th. McDonald's at 151 going in the 10th. And Seminole will be open here. And he concludes the third string with a 7 box, a 123. A 9 fill and an excellent 160 string for Jonathan McDonald, but Malden 1 takes string 3 by 22 pins, 603 to 581, and earn a split in this Week 25 encounter at Ryan's Family Amusement in Malden, Massachusetts. Malden 1 taking 4 and Academy 2 taking 4. For our entire crew, which would include Frank and myself, I'm Kyle Bruce, and we'll see you next time on Alley Chat, providing you coverage of the Friday Night Pro League and the rest of the greatest sport in the world.